Hello. Waiting for Jennifer to join. How is everyone tonight? All right, we're adding Jennifer. She should be joining here in a second. Hello.
Hi.
Hey.
I'm just getting this set up here. All right. It worked.
Technology is always a challenge, but we got it.
I know.
How are you?
Sometimes I have luck with this. Good. How are you?
Good. I'm excited to get started and for everybody to meet you.
Me too. I'm excited to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah. Hi, Dot. Hi, Latricia. We got a couple people here, and then we got Kim. So let's go ahead and just get started. So Jennifer, tell us a little bit about you.
Yeah, so my name's Jennifer Merchant. I'm an integrative health practitioner. So basically what that means is I help mainly women who are struggling with basically like they're already trying to live a healthy lifestyle. Maybe they are already eating healthy, they're already exercising, but they're still not losing the weight or healing their digestion or getting their energy back. They're still not reaching their wellness goals. So I help them kind of dig deeper and heal their underlying root cause imbalances. So basically, I use a variety of methods, but functional medicine, lab testing, functional medicine supplements, Ayurvedic herbs, and lifestyle changes to help women rebalance their bodies from the inside out.
Cool. That's awesome. So it sounds like you're very much like overall health, lots of different problems, and you take like a holistic approach, not just like medicine and prescriptions and things like that, getting to the root cause.
Yeah, definitely. So like our whole motto as an integrative health practitioner is that there's no one best form of medicine and that every form of medicine is the best form depending on the situation. So like if you're suffering from a heart attack, obviously conventional medicine is going to be your go-to. But we're kind of taught to learn everything and then apply it based on what the person needs in front of us.
That makes sense. So there's no best one medicine, but is there like one best diet approach for everybody that people should be doing?
Yeah, so there's a ton of diets out there. There's the paleo diet, there's the keto diet, there's like a ton of them. And people are following all of them, and sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Well, what I usually recommend for my clients is it's not necessarily any of those. It would most closely resemble Mediterranean diet, but basically, like you want to make sure, it's going to change for everyone, right? The best diet for me is not going to be the best diet for you. We have different body types, we have different needs, we're going through different things in our lives, so we're going to need different things. So that's one thing. It's all bio individualized, so we need to do what's right for them. However, some things that we can keep in mind is we want to keep it as whole foods as possible. So if it comes out of a box or a bag and is processed, you probably don't want to include it in your diet. When it comes to meat, it's honestly personal choice. You want to keep it pretty much a lower protein diet, like 20% to 40%. But you can either do that with vegan protein or animal meat protein. If you're going to choose to do animal meat protein, you want to make sure it's clean, right? So you want to stick to pasture-raised chicken or grass-fed beef or things like that. So basically, you just want to make sure you're getting whole food and clean whole food. So organic whenever possible, things like that. And then it comes down to bio-individuality. Some people are going to do better with lentils and more carbs and things like that, and some people won't. So like it just depends on body type, where you're at, things like that. And I help people figure that out based on themselves. But always we start with a really foundational starting point and move from there.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know how you feel, but I've tried so many different diets like over the years, and like for me, I found that it's like been a lot of trial and error, like to figure out like what really works for me, because so many people swear by like keto and people swear by paleo, but like I
Yeah.
don't eat a lot of meat, so paleo is not really great for me. I just prefer that. And then like keto, I felt really bad, and I actually had like
Yeah.
hormone issues because of it. Like I didn't get my period, and so I found that like I do good on higher fat, but I do not do good like on lower carbs. So do you just recommend people
Yeah.
kind of like try out different things?
Honestly, I would say the keto diet is never a diet that I would recommend for someone, because it's just like, whenever we want to stick to the foundation, right? So 60 to 80% of your diet should be vegetables, like whole foods vegetables. They can be, so that's where the carbs come into play. Depending on your carb tolerance, they can be more of the potatoes and sweet potatoes, things like that. If you want more carbs, if you don't want more carbs, then you just like limit that. But everyone needs carbs, like you said. Like the keto diet is the one thing it's more of a medical based diet, right?
Yeah.
Like keto is created to help people who are going through cancer and certain diseases, because it doesn't feed that. But as a health based diet, I don't think it's personally, I don't think it's healthy. I had the same experience as you. I did try it before I was like into natural health and stuff, and same thing. It did not work well for me at all. And that's something that we see a lot, is when people go on keto diet, it does mess up especially for women. Men can get away with it much better. But women, it can mess up their hormones. Like, we need carbs. Like, even low carb diets, that's not a keto diet, but like low carb diets, when you go low carb, like I'll use low carb for up to 3 weeks if someone's trying to lose weight. But after 3 weeks, I'm putting them back on carbs slowly. And like you need carbs, otherwise you're gonna have a lot of issues. And like as women, we just need it. It can cause infertility issues if we're not getting enough carbs. It can cause hormone issues, so many issues. So that's just something to keep in mind. And like keto works for some people, great, but a lot of people it's very detrimental for. So it's just keeping that in mind. Like if it works for you, then okay, but make sure you're watching your hormones and all of that too.
Yeah. And I mean, we need carbs, but I think another thing that, I find that women forget is we also need calories. Like you have to eat enough calories, otherwise like you start to even just regular symptoms like fatigue and things like that, but you could eventually lose your period or have an irregular period and things like that from just not eating enough.
Yeah, exactly. And that's when I'm working with someone, even if their one and only goal is losing weight, I don't count calories. I don't even have them look at calories. It's not on my radar at all, because honestly, calories don't matter. Like I mean, they do matter. They do matter. I can't say they don't matter, but if you're focusing on good quality food, like you can't really overeat vegetables. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, if you're trying to lose weight eating the standard American diet, then yeah, calories are going to matter, but you can only cut calories so long. Your body's going to continue to adjust, and all you're doing when you're doing that kind of dieting is just adjusting your I can't think of you're slowing down your metabolism. Yeah. So you're going to adjust and you're going to adjust, and you can't keep up with that. So just get the good quality nutrition. Don't limit yourself. Eat like your body wants all of the vitamins and nutrients from like a healthy diet. So that's basically what I have people do.
I love that, because I feel like it teaches balance rather than, restriction, or you have to count certain macros and certain calories and stuff. And instead it's just very simple and easy. Eat whole foods, eat vegetables. So what are some tips for people that are really busy, that want to eat healthy, but they find that they're, reaching for the packaged food? They don't feel like they have time to eat that like whole food nutrition.
Yeah, totally get it. And I'll be honest with you, I don't have time either. So like I work my normal 9 to 5 job, and then I do my integrative health practitioner coaching in the evenings right now. So right now I'm really, really busy because, I'm transitioning out of that area of my life. So I have to put a lot of work in. But also health is going to be one of my main priorities. So it's always on the radar. I have like 5 solid tips to help people. So
let's do it.
The first thing I'm going to talk about is your mornings, because like we can't all be perfect, right? So I set my mornings up so that I'm getting a ton of good quality nutrition and everything in that I need for the day first thing in the morning. So then at least whatever happens the rest of the day, at least I have that, right? So at least I'm getting my mornings in. So if something happens and I'm not as good as I would like to be for the rest of the day, at least I have the standard. So those things are, I always start my day with either a smoothie or fruit. I like a smoothie because it's just a really easy way to wake up your digestive system. Like, smoothie is the best thing you can do because it's mostly a liquid. So you're going, what, probably 8 hours or more than 8 hours, probably closer to 10 hours without any water because you're sleeping, you wake up like dehydrated. So a smoothie is a great way to just get a lot of really good hydration in your body because it's like 90% water, especially if you're using a lot of fruit. Plus, you're getting all of the antioxidants, vitamins, and minerals from the fruit that you're putting in the smoothie. And then you can add, if you want to add like a greens powder or something to that, then it just like amps it up. But that's the best thing to start your day with because it's super easy to digest. It wakes up the digestive system. So you're going to be more prepared for lunch rather than just like shocking it with the standard diet of like eggs, bacon, and toast. Like that's so heavy to give your digestive system that's been sleeping for like at least 10, 12 hours. So that's number one.
Can I ask about smoothies?
Yeah.
Because it's interesting. So in, yoga, one of the features of yoga is Ayurveda. And so on Ayurveda, you shouldn't start your morning with something cold. So for a smoothie, like, do you put in a lot of like ice or frozen, or do you do like room temperature smoothies?
Yeah, good question. Good question. And actually, Ayurveda is one of the parts of my integrative health practitioner training. So I say start your day with a smoothie. Wow, smoothie. That is a good point. So I personally make them ahead of time. So it takes me like 10 minutes to make my smoothies for the whole week, and I freeze them. But I take it out, and then when I take it out the night before, so it's thawed out, and it's in the fridge. But you're right, you don't want to drink it cold, so I'll take it out of the fridge and let it sit for at least 30 minutes before I drink it, so it's at least closer to room temperature. If you don't really have that much time, you definitely have to keep it frozen if you make them ahead of time because it will go bad very quickly. But you can add a little hot water in it and just bring that temperature up too. So yeah, you want to stick, it doesn't have to be necessarily like warm.
Right.
But room temperature, just not like ice cold, not like super ice cold.
Yeah, I don't usually make mine ahead of time, but I like that idea. I'll probably start doing that. Yeah. And I typically will do frozen fruit, but don't add any ice, and then like let it sit a little bit, and that way it's not cold, but I don't like it like warm because that's gross.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's just like room temperature.
Yes.
And I do actually feel a difference. Like I feel better when it's not like frozen first thing in the morning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like, so this is one thing I noticed, and it might be a little personal for me, but when I first started doing this, it really gets things moving. Like, you'll actually start to have regular bowel movements. I didn't think that was possible for me until I started drinking smoothies every day, and I was like, wow, okay.
Yeah, it definitely does.
And that's really good. That's really healthy.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'll let you continue with your next step.
Yeah, so number 2, it goes along with the smoothie and just getting everything into your a lot of really good nutrition in first thing in the morning is taking a foundational supplement protocol. So I personally take a really good quality multivitamin. So first, I just want to say, if you're going to take any supplements, make sure you're getting it from a trusted functional medicine brand. Because if you're getting it from Walmart or from CVS or places like that, they're not going to be the good quality. They're not even using the correct forms that you need. So like you could argue you're doing more harm than good if you're doing that. So if you're going to do it from a trusted functional medicine company. So the standard that I recommend is at least a good quality multivitamin. And then also I say probiotic. So the standard is good quality multivitamin and a probiotic, and then an optional greens powder if you want to add extra nutrition in, whole foods nutrition. The probiotic, if you have any kind of gut dysbiosis, which we're not really talking about today, but that will cause you to have bloating because you really have to clean out that gut before you can add more. Like if you have a whole bunch of stuff going on in your gut and you just add more to it, it's not going to help. So you want to make sure you got really good, like clean thing to start with before you start adding in beneficial bacteria.
Yeah, I had some gut issues for a long time. I went to so many doctors, so many tests, all these things. And eventually when I started working with a naturopathic doctor, he got me on a probiotic protocol, but it was like very high quality and like only like I never would have purchased anything like this on my own, like really, really high, but then he would like switch it up and wean me off. So like for me, I don't take any probiotics that aren't like recommended from my doctor because he said that same thing. Like you can, it's really good to take a probiotic, like so good for you, but you can also take the wrong probiotic for your body and it might actually cause more stomach issues and more distress.
Exactly. So that's just something to keep in mind, but at least if you're getting the multivitamin in there and the smoothie, you're getting some really good nutrition. You're giving your body the vitamins and minerals it needs on like right first thing in the morning. So at least at a minimum you have that. And that takes what? Not long at all. Not long at all to do that. It doesn't take much prep at all.
Cool. I like both of those tips. So we got smoothies first thing in the morning and you can make them ahead of time. And then we got supplement protocol with a multivitamin, a good quality multivitamin and probiotic and potentially greens powder.
And then number 3 is utilize your freezer. Like most people have ice cream and frozen pizzas and snacky foods and things like that in their freezer. If you open my freezer and my fridge is like empty. There's some condiments in there and like some sparse things going on, but all of our food is in our freezer because I've tried the fresh thing and I know fresh food is better. It's debatable, but anyways, if I buy fresh food, then I have to go grocery shopping every week, and most weeks I don't have time to go grocery shopping every week. And then it just goes bad in my fridge, and then it's just a mess that I don't have time to clean up, right? So we utilize our freezer space like 100%. So when I go grocery shopping, I can manage going, I mean, it's just me and my boyfriend, so if you have kids and stuff, like, it's going to be a little different for you, but I can manage going 1 to 2 times per month because I literally stock up on frozen wild salmon, frozen pasture-raised chicken, frozen grass-fed beef, things like that. And we just throw it in our freezer in portions that we can have enough for one night or something like that. And then those bagged vegetables, that's like literally like 50 bags when I go shopping. Well, probably not 50, but literally like fill the cart with those. And because honestly, they're so easy. You empty, like if you don't there's no prep work. They're done. You can get the organic ones. They're like picked fresh and frozen. So honestly, they're still really good. And I would not suggest microwaving them in the plastic just because that just gets into its own stuff. But it does not take long. Like you pour the bag into a pan or whatever, put a little water in there, and 8 minutes it's cooked. So that's what we do every night. Every night, like we do not cook elaborate meals. We do that. We'll throw chicken in the oven or something, or salmon will take 10 minutes to broil up and stuff like that. It's so simple. Like that's what we live off. If we have extra time, we'll do a more elaborate meal. But we have that stuff all the time on hand. It's frozen. It will last you weeks, so you never have to run out. So that's definitely what I suggest is utilize that.
I love that. And I found that you can get organic frozen vegetables and fruits in larger bags for cheaper too, especially like berries. Berries are so expensive. Like organic blueberries are ridiculously expensive, but if you buy it in like a big frozen bag, it's so cheap comparatively, I guess.
And then I have like family size, so broccoli is like one of our favorites. And so I have like 3 huge family size bags that are resealable in my freezer. So like usually every day we're just like grabbing a little bit out and cooking it up. And it just makes it so easy. And then the other thing that it's not actually a separate thing, but along with utilizing your freezer is like don't tempt yourself. when you go grocery shopping, buy healthy stuff. Don't tempt yourself. Don't have snacky foods in your house. Like, just don't have it. And if you don't have it, you're not going to think about it. You're going to eat what you have, right? And then if you're going out to eat or something like that, eat whatever. Like, that's what we do. Like, I'm an integrative health practitioner, but like, if I go out and like, I'm going to eat whatever I want. Like, I don't limit myself. But when we're home, we're sticking to what we have. We only buy healthy stuff, things like that.
And so for the people with children, this is what I always hear though, when, you know, don't buy the snacks, don't buy those things that you can't have in your house. But then people with children are like, well, my kids eat it, so I buy it. Like, what would you say to them?
So it's a touchy subject because I don't have kids and I'm not here to tell you how to parent. But like, it's not healthy for your kids either. So maybe try to find healthier options that your kids do like. Like, maybe they like some kinds of fruit that you can have around for them, because fruit is sweet. A lot of kids really like snacking on fruit, stuff like that. And just have like those kind of options there, because you want your kids to. I'm here for health, right? So wellness. So we want kids to be healthy too. So we don't really want to be feeding them junk food. If you have to have some, that's fine. But kind of, you can limit it. Like, maybe don't have a whole pantry full of snacks. Maybe have like one cupboard that's like your treat cupboard or something, and you only get it out once in a while, but not every day after school or something. You know what I mean? Something like that.
Yeah, and you know, for me, like, I consider like having a little bit of something where if it's a packaged something or other that I've bought, it's got clean ingredients. You know, it might be packaged and it might not be the best, but at least there's not like red dye and like weird things that I can't pronounce in it. So sometimes I'm like, well, it's not good for me, but it's also not poison. So that's how I kind of balance it out too.
Yeah, and like, when I say don't buy from a bag or a box, like, it's kind of just a general thing, right? But like, there are things you can get a bag that are healthy or semi-healthy. So, you know what I mean? I buy all my vegetables in a bag, so that kind of breaks my rule. But yeah, like, I guess it's like, you don't have to be 100%, and that's kind of what I said in the beginning. So if you find that you can't take your snacks away, even like, it's not, like I said, that's why the first two are getting your smoothie in and getting those really good quality nutrition. Because, okay, say you get that in, but you end up snacking later in the day because your kids wanted it and you just wanted to join them. Like, you got that in the beginning, so you're still doing way better than most people.
Yeah. And your mindset is so much better in the beginning of the day too, where maybe you'll make better choices later as well.
Yeah.
Because you started your day healthy. You didn't start it with a donut. So I know sometimes, like, you know, I've been able to self-sabotage myself by saying, well, I had a donut for breakfast, so I might as well eat pizza for lunch, you know?
Yeah. Yep.
So
yeah,
it can definitely help you set it up. So, all right. So I think we're on number 4.
Yeah, so number 4, and I kind of talked a little bit about it, but like, so we talked about getting whole foods, but you can like take it further and get clean whole foods, right? Because there's a total difference than buying just conventional vegetables and buying organic vegetables. Now, if you don't want to buy everything organic, you can look up like the Dirty Dozen, and those are 12 that you get like a lot of pesticides and chemicals on if you get them. So at least just buy those organic. At least either buy them organic or just don't get them. So that's a really good starting point if you're overwhelmed with buying everything organic. And then when it comes to meat, if you choose to eat meat, just make sure you're getting grass-fed beef especially. Beef, there's so much stuff in beef. It's like barely even beef anymore. So grass-fed beef, pasture-raised chicken, wild-caught fish, all of those things is just going to help you a lot. You're going to put a lot less toxins into your body through your food, and it'll probably taste a heck of a lot better too.
Yeah, definitely. And I know for me, I don't eat a lot of meat, but when I was doing pasture raised, and I actually had ordered online because I couldn't find it at my local store.
Yeah.
It would say like organic or, you know, no hormones or something, which I think is technically not even a thing. I don't think you can actually pump hormones into the meat. It's just like a thing, no antibiotics or something. You're like, it's just words. But I had a hard time finding pasture raised or grass fed, so I had to buy it online.
Yeah. They've, at least around me, just within the last like 6 months, I've noticed them starting to like catch up. So it's starting, like people are starting to like make the transition, but definitely depends on the area. So there's some places you might be able to find it, but I don't know where you ordered it from. But I don't order from this place, but I've seen it in, I think it's called Butcher Box, but they have like all clean meat. And there's other places you can order online too.
Yeah, I think mine was called like Grassroots Co-op because they had a lot of chicken and turkey. Because I don't eat red meat at all, and so the Butcher Box I think is a lot of red meat. But I think some of them do like fish and stuff too, and get all wild caught fish as well.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And then it makes it easier because then it just gets shipped to your house and you don't have to go to the store too.
Yeah, and it comes frozen too, so you just like put it in your freezer.
Yeah.
And then you have it in bulk for months. So if somebody was going out to eat and they know that the meat like isn't grass fed or pasture raised or anything like that, what do you think they should do? Not eat meat, or just, depending on how often they go out to eat, does that kind of matter?
Yeah. So if you're eating out every night, then I guess it's a different story. But like I said, I even, as of right now, if I go out to eat, we don't go out that often, but if I go out, I know it's going to be very hard to get what we get at home. Like they're going to cook with oils that I don't cook with. They're going to do a lot of stuff. So I kind of just don't stress about it because you can't be perfect all the time. So that's like the time if we go out, we just do whatever. I'll get a burger and it's fine, or something like I'll get whatever, because even on a standard like weekly basis, I allow myself at least 1 or 2 meals where I can have whatever I want, no matter what it is. Like even if it's pizza, just like because it's not gonna. If you're already healthy, like letting yourself eat something like that once a week or twice a week isn't going to deteriorate your health. So I would not worry about it if you're only going once or twice a week. If it's every day, then maybe a couple of times that you go out, you'll get a salad instead, or soup, or something like that. Yeah. Probably there's still going to be something on the salad that's not great. Maybe they don't have a cream dressing, but it's a better option. Like, do the best you can.
Yeah, I feel the same way. We eat really healthy at home, and if we do have to go out to eat, we try to eat like healthier if it's like, a salad place or something quick. But if we're going out to like dinner with friends or family or something like that, like I'm gonna be free to eat. Like if it's a Mexican restaurant, I'm gonna eat chips and salsa. Like, that's what it is, and I'm gonna enjoy myself. And I feel like that brings more balance and like relaxation to me. Like I'm not stressed about it. I'm not worrying, that I'm gonna be, I'm gonna gain all this weight and all these things. And honestly, I found that like I don't gain weight anymore as much because I'm just balanced and not like yo-yo up and down and like so stressed about everything and thinking like I'm going to get fatter and I need to like count my calories and all these things. I find that it's better for you, and your digestion is better when you're less stressed. So totally agree.
Definitely. And there's actually like studies that have been done. If you look at, this is kind of like sidetracking a little bit, but I think it's cool. If you look at the blue zones, I don't know if you've heard of the blue zones, but it's like basically the populations that have the highest percentage of people living to 100.
Oh yeah.
And they study them. And there's populations that are eating like drinking wine every night and like eating like not the best diets, and they're still healthy because they only do it with people in a setting where you're relaxed and like talking, and like it's actually, there's studies that show if you're sitting at home by yourself on the couch drinking wine and eating pizza, then it's going to affect you a lot more than if you're out with friends drinking wine and having a good time. Like it totally changes like how it's processed, which is so cool. So if you're out with friends and enjoying yourself, like if you eat bad, it doesn't affect you nearly as much as if you're just like eating bad alone, which is so strange, but it's so cool.
Well, yeah, I think a lot of it is like being grateful for, your friends and your family and the meal. And I've heard the same thing, like you can sit and eat a piece of chocolate cake on your couch and like be depressed and drown your sorrows in that cake.
Yep.
And it will affect you. But then your grandma could make your favorite chocolate cake from your childhood, and you're gonna love it and be so grateful. And it's gonna be like exactly what you need in that moment to like feel good, and like it won't affect you at all.
Yep.
It's really
That's how it
amazing.
works.
Because we put so much emphasis on our food sometimes, like we stress ourselves out, and it just doesn't need to be that way.
Yeah, hold on. Sorry, I'm getting weird notifications, so I just want to make sure that this doesn't shut off on me.
Okay.
I'm back.
All right. Okay, so we've done number 4. I think number 5.
Yeah, number 5 is like just an extra if you can get your 10,000 steps per day. Because one, that's getting, if you can't get to the gym or do a workout, like if you're getting your 10,000 steps per day, you're going to get a ton of benefit just from doing that. But also, when you're getting that movement in, especially if you're going on a walk, like before you eat, like a 20-minute walk before lunch and a 20-minute walk before dinner, you're actually strengthening your digestive system. So you're going to better be able to break down those foods, absorb more nutrients, absorb more of those vitamins and everything, and just like get things processed way better than if you were sitting like the whole time. So that's just kind of an extra, like that movement is going to help all, like every system in your body, but especially digestion.
Yeah, I love, now that it's warmer out, I love going for like a 5 or 10-minute walk after a meal, like after lunch. It's better for digestion, and then like you're in the sun and you're just getting outside and you just feel better, get that time. Also, you can do, there's some like yoga moves that you can do too after you eat, like for better digestion too. So maybe I'll share those.
Yes, I'm gonna be learning all about those next week when you join me. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah, simple moves, but yeah, they can make a big difference on your digestion.
Yeah, definitely.
So these have been amazing tips. So we've gone through the 5 tips. So if there was just one thing that somebody could implement like right away that's watching this, what could they do?
Mm-hmm. So the first thing that I usually recommend for someone getting started is, and I didn't talk about this at all, but complete a 7-day liver detox. And I have one that I recommend. And I'm actually going to be hosting a community detox in my Facebook group next month. But it's just one, it's going to help you support your liver and just like process a lot of the toxins that you've taken in over time out of your system. So it's going to help you feel better, gain more energy, lose a few pounds if you have weight to lose, things like that. Mm-hmm. But more importantly, especially if you're not really in a good like system with healthy eating and stuff, it's gonna like completely change your relationship with food. The first time I did it, and I hear this from people who I have go through it all the time, is like it makes you look at food as like fuel and nutrition, not as like a reward or like something that you're doing for fun. You know what I mean? Like it just changes everything, and it gets you. It's only 7 days, but 7 days that you're eating really healthy and you're on track. And it's going to set you up. It's going to start setting you up with those healthy habits, those healthy eating habits to continue moving forward. So that's the first thing that I always recommend for anyone wanting to get started.
And so it's a 7-day cleanse, liver cleanse, and you know the word cleanse is often associated with just not eating, or like water and like lemon and cayenne or whatever that diet is. So on this cleanse, like it sounded like people do actually eat on it.
Yeah. So it's a detox. So it's not cleanse, it's detox. But the first 2 days, it's 7 days. The first 2 days, now it's your choice. You can do shake fasting days, but they're protein shakes that have all your vitamins and minerals for the day. So you're still getting all the nutrition you need. So you can do that if you want, but if you don't, then you just do the full 3 through 7 for all 7 days. And what it basically, you start your day with a shake. You have a vegan style lunch, so really good healthy vegetables. You have a shake if you want for an afternoon snack, and then you have a paleo style dinner. So you can have a little bit of clean meat and again, vegetables. And then you're taking 2 additional supplements. One is a functional medicine, additional functional medicine vitamins that really support your liver. And the other one is a blend of Ayurvedic herbs that just support your body through the detox. And it's just really going to ramp up your natural detoxification system, so you're processing like way faster than you could normally.
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone can use a liver detox. Like,
Yeah.
you don't really realize like how much your liver processes everything. So like every single thing, a lot of people I think associate with like liver damage with like maybe alcohol or something like that, but
Mm-hmm.
they don't think about everything else that's going through your body. Like even sunscreen, like your sunscreen is the
Yep.
process, like all your makeup, all of your ingredients. So when we put all of that on our
Everything.
skin, even it's being processed through our liver. So it's really important
Yeah.
to, I think, just for anybody to do a detox of their liver every once in a while.
Yeah, definitely. So me personally, and I'm a little over the top, so I don't expect everyone to follow me with this, but and I do one every 3 months.
Oh, wow.
Every quarter, we do one, and that's also like because I know I'm not perfect.
Yeah.
Like there's days where I'm eating more junk food than I should or that I want to, and that just doing that every 3 months makes sure that no matter what happens, I'm processing everything out of my body anyway. So like, obviously, I'm getting my good nutrition in every day. I'm doing my best, but nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
So that's just like my fail safe. And they were honestly not hard to do. They're not like, it's a really easy process to go through. So
Yeah.
that's what I choose to do.
Yeah, I love it. So where can people find out more about you and this group and the detox that you're starting in a couple weeks?
Yeah, definitely. So if you want to join us for the detox, we're going to start on Monday, May 13th. You can get more information if you just go to jennifermerchant.com/detox. And I have just I just put together some stuff. So hopefully it will answer all your questions. I have a quick video that will walk you through how to complete it, things like that. But if you have more questions or want to reach out to me directly, I'm happy to answer anything. Just personal message me on Facebook. Happy to talk to you. And then on the same page is a link to my Facebook group. So then you can join my Facebook group. It's free. We'll be going through it together. Even if you don't want to do the detox, you can join the Facebook group. It's a natural healing support group. So if you have any questions about natural wellness or where to get started or anything like that, you can jump in there. I'm in there every day responding, things like that. And then if you just want more information about me and my program, then you can just go to jennifermerchant.com. That's my website.
Okay, we'll add all that when we put the replay up, I'll add all of your links. But before we do that, before we sign off, like, does anybody on the live that's here today have any questions for Jennifer related to anything we already covered or anything else that you can think of related to eating or health or any of those kind of questions?
Yeah.
Let's see. I think I just saw Adrina with the like. You have any questions, Adrina? Let's see.
And if anyone's watching like on the replay, I'm in the group too. So you can post questions even on the replay and I'll come back and I'm sure you'll come back and we can get back to you too. So even if you're not live, I'm still happy to answer any questions.
Cool. All right, I don't see, oh, no, I got a question from Dot. I pretty religiously take a multivitamin, women's one a day. Is that good or bad? So what's the brand? Is that like, what's women's one a day? Is that the brand or?
There is a brand that's women's one a day. So the vitamin that I use, I have to take 4 a day. So one thing is that if there's a company telling you that you can get all of your vitamins in 1 pill a day, even if it's the right form, which it's most likely not the most usable form for your body, there's no way you're getting what you actually need to reach your like functional levels. So basically, like the one that I use is way above the recommended like daily dosages. So, but that's the thing, the national like recommended dosages are created to make sure you don't get like scurvy or like really bad diseases, right? So like that's like you have to have this amount. so that you don't get a disease, but like not so that you can function at your best type thing. So anything that is telling like so putting you only need one a day, you're most likely not getting what you actually need. But then also I know I'm familiar with the one a day brand, and they're not third party tested. So one, you don't know exactly what you're getting because there's no regulations. Unless it's third party tested, then they like kind of stamp the approval and you know what's on this is what it is. And I also don't use the most usable forms. So that's just my personal thoughts, but that's your choice. If you go, I have like a forwarding link because people ask me about the supplements I use all the time. So if you go to jennifermerchant.com/supplements, it will forward you to the website of the company that I personally use for myself and recommend. And you don't have to use this company. It's just a functional medicine company that I use and know the most about. So I can recommend them confidently because I've done so much research, you know.
Okay, so now I have to ask my question on my multivitamin.
Yeah.
So I use Thorne Research multivitamin. Have you ever heard of Thorne? That company?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I use that because my naturopath recommended it, and I take 2 pills a day.
Yeah.
And the reason I take that one is because it has methylated B vitamins, because I have the MTHFR mutation, and found out that like my B vitamins weren't methylated, therefore they really weren't helping me. So I just switched to a better multivitamin. So I don't know. Hopefully that's a good one. And then
Thorne is actually a really good supplement company.
Okay.
So they're all third-party tested. They have all the it's a functional medicine supplement.
Okay. So. Yeah, I just get mine on Amazon from Thorne, but I get my probiotics from Thorne as well. And then you take 4, and I take 2. Do you take it all at the same time, or do you take it with different meals?
I do 2 at breakfast and 2 at dinner. But sometimes I miss my dinner one. So like honestly, I'm not always doing 4 a day, but like that's what I would do. But if I'm getting half, I'm still getting a lot of really good nutrition. Most of the time I do 4.
Yeah. Okay. I take mine at different times too. Try not to overload it all at once.
Yeah.
And we were talking about the liver. So I actually take milk thistle every day too for for my liver, for cleaning out, because I actually had like weird test results come back on my liver like a year ago. I got it all figured out, but like I just now take milk thistle every day because it made me aware of like, you know, I eat really clean and I switched to natural products, but like I'm not perfect and I don't know what's in every single thing. So I use that to cleanse my liver daily.
So milk thistle it's not something that I recommend. Like, not saying that I don't recommend it, but like it's not something that I do recommend because I just like have things that I know I like, but I'm not against it at all. So it can be helpful. And milk thistle is really good. It's a natural, it's just natural. So yeah, I'm totally not against that. Like, so my policy when I do supplements for people, like I do the 80-20 rule, right? So like no one wants to take a million supplements. So I said, okay, give me at least this and this. And then like, cause some people will come to me not taking any supplements and they want to say like, will CoQ10 help me? Or will taking collagen help me? And like stuff like that. And like my answer is always, if you're not taking a foundational supplement protocol and getting your foundational needs met first, then these aren't going to be as helpful. Right. Because they have to make up for all of that lack. So start with like, that's why a good, like a multivitamin mineral is always my first go-to because you're getting so much. And they like all vitamins need each other to work best, right? Like if you're taking vitamin C alone rather than vitamin C with all the other vitamins, it's not going to work as well as it would if you're taking it with all the other vitamins. So that's why I always say start with getting that, and then you can add whatever ones you want onto that, and that's your personal choice.
Yeah, and I've seen natural doctors before that like they just put you on a billion supplements. So like if you went to a doctor, like they're natural and they just sell you like 15 supplements, like would you run the other way? Like for me, I'm like, it's just too much. It's too much.
Yeah, so it depends. So, for example, when I find like a lot of times I'm working with people to correct their imbalances, right? So my motto is you can supplement high in the short term to replace deficiencies, but long term we don't want high supplementation. We want a small amount, and we don't want to overdo it. Like just prescribe. Basically, you're prescribing supplements to help people, but it's considered green medicine, right? Like you're not actually helping them do the lifestyle factors and like make it so that they can do the stuff on their own. They're just throwing, like, instead of throwing a pharmaceutical drug at something, you're throwing a vitamin.
Yeah.
Which it's just green medicine, right? But if I run a lab test with someone and I find that they have candida and bacterial overgrowth in their gut, then I'm going to put them on a candida and bacterial overgrowth protocol for 12 weeks, right? So that's going to be, there's three different supplements at a time for that. And then I'm usually having them also do a multivitamin, no probiotic because we're doing gut things, so no probiotic. And I'm usually putting them on vitamin D because most people need vitamin D and omega-3. So that sounds like a lot, but it's short term. It's for 12 weeks until we take care of what's going on in your gut. But long term, I'm keeping them at 3 to 4. Yeah. Like 3 to 4 max.
Yeah. And I think the lifestyle changes is like the most important with a supplement protocol is like, and even my naturopath was also like really into like, you need to do meditation and you need to do some yoga and like calming things, because a lot of our imbalances come from stress. Like it all goes back to stress. And so like if you're eating really clean and really healthy, sometimes we can still cause imbalances because of our stress. So you have to make all the changes. Like you just have to be more balanced in general.
Yes. Yes, and like supplements, and I do talk about supplements a lot because they can be helpful, but it's only one part of the puzzle, right? Yeah. So like like me and integrative health practitioners that I train, like who train through the same program as me, we follow a de-stress protocol, and that's an acronym that stands for 8 different parts of your life to work on when you want to work on your health. Only one of those 8 parts is supplements. So it's diet, exercise, stress, I can't think of it. Toxins, rest, and then emotional balance, supplements, and success mindset. And I think I got all of them. Sometimes when I'm talking, it's hard for me to think about it. But like, there's so many parts to that. Stress is a big one. Diet and exercise are ones, but they're not. It's not only diet and exercise. It's not the only thing you need to do to be healthy, right? So you need it. Like, ideally, you want to work on everything. So. Yeah.
Well, we're all works in progress at all times, I feel like. And the best advice I feel like for everything is like, just like be balanced. Like don't go to any extremes, like on either end. Because you can even eat like really clean and be like insane about it, but then it kind of messes with your mental state because you like can't go out to dinner anymore because it's not clean. Yeah. And so I think like you said, like when you go out, you eat what you want, you enjoy it, and then you eat healthy at home. Like just keep it simple.
Exactly. And also like if something happens and you can't eat healthy or something, like it's either you eat bad or you don't eat or something like that, and you're really hungry, like eat something and don't beat yourself up over it. No one is perfect. You just get back on track the next day, and like you don't have one bad meal is not gonna ruin all of your progress. Nothing whatsoever. None is that gonna happen. So it's not all or nothing. Do what you can, and that's all that you can do. So.
Yeah, and I feel like I used to travel a lot for work, and so always eating out, and the best thing that I ever did when I was like super busy and traveling was just being prepared with a clean protein bar, a apple, some nuts, like being prepared with that rather than like, landing in the airport and like running to Chick-fil-A because I was starving, like just go with whatever. It's just like having those snacks with me. Yes, it came out of a package, but it's better than the alternative. And you just got to make better choices overall and just go with the flow.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Well, this has been so much fun and so informative. I feel like we learned a ton tonight. So I'm so happy we got to do this. And I can't wait for everyone to connect with you in the group and then join your Facebook group as well.
Yes, definitely. Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah. And then I will see you next week on your group, and we'll be talking about yoga for stress and digestion and how it can help with digestion. So if anybody wants to join that as well, just reach out to me or Jennifer, and we'll get you in that one as well. So
yes.
Thanks everyone for joining, and I hope everyone has a good night. Bye.
Bye.